Where is the money coming from?
Dr. Edidiran, the chair is out of order. I've made a motion to override the
You
chair.
haven't.
I'm old enough to remember a time when I had to balance my checkbook. That's not the case in College Park. We're 4 months behind on our annual audit. In February, the finance department presented a wildly inaccurate mid-year overview. And now, in this very meeting, funds from next year's budget are being spent, before a single budget discussion has even happened.
Where is the money coming from?
That's the question Mayor Bianca is raising. The kind of issue any prudent person with a fiduciary duty would want answered.
Dr. Edidiran, I'd inquired about several items on the consent agenda as they are taking place in the next fiscal year. How are they being budgeted?
One of the reasons is where all three you mentioned are in planning stages, and that's why the budget they are in planning stages, as we speak right now.
I'm familiar with both events. I'm just concerned about where this money is coming from. It's listed as a budgeted item, but they're taking place in the next fiscal year. So where's the money? Is the money coming from this budget in fiscal 25, or is it a budget that we haven't approved yet?
I have a point of order. Point of order.
Mayor Pro Tem?
If there is a problem with an agenda item that is on the consent agenda, there needs to be a motion either to remove it, but we do not discuss consent agenda item.
That's Councilwoman McKenzie. You'll hear her interrupt quite a bit in the next few minutes. But here's the thing, she's right. Consent agenda items aren't meant to be debated. In Georgia, they're supposed to cover routine, non-controversial stuff, like approving meeting minutes, paying the city's water bill. But this consent agenda, it includes $100,000 for a festival hosted by Councilman Gay, just a month before his election, and $50,000 for a back-to-school bash by Councilman Carn, 2 months before his. Both men are incumbents, and both are spending big just before voters head to the polls.
Where is the money coming from?
Councilwoman McKenzie reiterates,
We do not discuss consent agenda items.
but here's the problem. The mayor is the only person on the governing body who can't remove something from the consent agenda. That means at least 2 council members would need the courage to ask.
Where is the money coming from?
Only then would it get a real discussion. And it gets worse. Last year, this same council passed new rules that limit the mayor from even participating in discussions.
So either there's a motion to move it to the regular session, or we do not discuss it.
Well, thank you very much for that. I tried to get the answers earlier today and
But it's out of order.
Thank you. But I did not get a response. So we don't have a dedicated source of funding for these items, correct? It's either or. We don't have it designated at this point.
I'd like to make a motion to override the chair.
All right.
You got a second.
All right. Great.
Councilwoman McKenzie is actively pushing to shut down any discussion about hundreds of thousands of your tax dollars being spent. And look, Councilman Gay just co-signed it.
You got a second.
Any further discussion?
No questions, no explanations, just silence and a stamp of approval.
So in regard to these items, where is the money coming from?
Dr. Edidiran, the chair is out of order. I've made a motion to override the
You
chair.
have, and we're in discussion. So
We're
Dr.
not in
Edidiran-
discussion. The chair is not to discuss.
All right. So we won't know where the money's coming from. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Oh, thank you, Councilmember Carn. Any abstentions?
Councilwoman Arnold abstains. She does that a lot. It's almost like she senses something isn't right, but instead of speaking up, she quietly steps aside, over and over and over again. So Mayor Bianca tries one last time. She asks a simple, reasonable question.
Dr. Edidiran, will you please make sure that we have the source of funding for the consent agenda items as I have requested earlier today?
Point of order. The chair is out of order. We are not discussing consent agenda items.
This is a discussion. Dr. Edidiran, when can
There
you share?
is no discussion. Motion to move
This is
forward
not the
with the
consent
meeting.
agenda.
There's
just
no
asking when
discussion
we're gonna
period.
get the
I'd like to make a
information.
motion to move forward with the meeting.
Second.
All right. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of moving forward with the meeting?
Aye.
That's unanimous.
So there you have it. Hundreds of thousands of dollars approved without discussion, from a budget that doesn't even exist yet. Most of us wouldn't spend $1 without checking our bank account first. We sit at the kitchen table looking at what's coming in and what's going out. But this council, they're spending our money like it's a game of Monopoly. And if that doesn't bother you, you're not paying attention. College Park deserves better.
Where is the money coming from?